any sentence that gives you direct meaning or very easy for you to understand. So that comes under simple sentence. What are imperative sentences? Imperative sentences are those wherein you give instructions. Okay, what are those? You give instructions. They come under imperative sentence. Simple sentence which gives you direct complete meaning with subject and verb in it. Only one independent clause will be there. Okay, so that means one subject and one verb. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shalini, Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Today we are here to discuss about a language component session prescribed for BCom 3rd Sem. So today's session we are going to discuss about construction of sentences. Okay, how do we construct sentences? What makes it a meaningful sentence? What makes it a crisp sentence? So these are the things we are going to understand. So let us have a quick look at what we are going to learn in today's module. So in this module, we are going to discuss about what is a sentence. We are going to understand the definition of a sentence. Then we are going to discuss about the sentence patterns in English, which are the various sentence patterns that are there in English. Okay. So next we are going to understand about the types of sentences, okay, which are the various types of sentences that are existing in English, okay. So then we are going to understand how to construct meaningful sentences. I mean to say, what are the ways in which, what are the tips we have to know in order to construct a meaningful sentence, okay. After that, we are going to have few examples, that is few words to which we are going to construct sentences, okay. So all set to go, let's begin our session. So first thing is the definition of a sentence. So a sentence is a group of words that is arranged in a meaningful way, okay. So meaningful way, what does this mean? So suppose if I say sentence is a group of words, suppose I consider the definition only till here, okay. So sentence is a group of words, okay. I still haven't come to this. So can I say, if I say probably of course this gives you meaning, isn't it? It's a group of words wherein you can get the meaning, okay. Do you think this is a question or what is it? You are not able to decide what is it. So if I just put few words in a group, I'll just put few words that whatever comes to my mind in maybe if I arrange it in a group or in a sentence, does it make sense? But so we have to understand here. So whenever we are arranging this group of words in a meaningful way, this is more important, okay. So meaningful way is the striking word here. This actually is the main word which you have to consider, okay. So meaningful way only it has to be arranged. The words have to be arranged in meaningful way. Then only it makes sense and then only you call it as a sentence, okay. So suppose I say, again another example I'm giving you, child come. So no meaning at all, isn't it? So this has no meaning, though this is put in sequence, it has no meaning because it is not a group of words that contains meaning. Okay, we have to add few more words in order to make it meaningful. So how do we make it meaningful? We have various ways in which we can understand that we can make it meaningful. Okay, so let's go further. So this was the definition of a sentence. But suppose I say, I am going to school. Okay, so this is arranged in a meaningful way. Okay, so this is arranged in a meaningful way and this you call it as a sentence. Okay, this you call it as a sentence because it is giving you meaning. So this is meaningful, isn't it? This sentence is meaningful. Okay, so this is arranged in a meaningful way. It is a group of words again. Okay, you just cannot say in the park. It is not giving you meaning. Yeah, you can understand the context. Okay, where? In the park. That is half a sentence. Okay, if at all you have to make a complete sentence, there are few patterns which we have to follow. Okay, so there are various sentence patterns in English which we have to follow in order to make a sentence meaningful. Okay, so what is it? What are the various sentence patterns in English that we are going to understand? Yeah, we have learned it already in one of the sessions previously, but still I'm going to repeat it because this is very important that you have to understand. Okay, so first sentence pattern, these are the various sentence patterns in English. Okay, we had already discussed about subject, verb, object, and verb and object, and subject and verb. Only these three we had discussed. Two more we did not discuss. Okay, so here subject, verb, and object, that is basic sentence pattern in English. Okay, so the basic sentence pattern, I mean to say, suppose the subject can be a pronoun, it can be a noun or anything. Okay, subject can always be a pronoun or a noun. Okay, it can be anything. So I'm just giving you one example here. So I say cat, verb, that is the action word, killed a rat. It's an object. So object also can be a pronoun or a noun also. Okay, so cat killed a rat, this is the subject, verb, and object. This is the sentence pattern here. Okay, verb is the heart of sentence. So wherever you go, there is a verb. Without verb, you can never frame a sentence. Okay, verb is the heart of the sentence. Fine. So this is one of the sentence patterns of English. Then verb and object, all imperative sentences. What are imperative sentences? Imperative sentences are those wherein you give instructions. Okay, what are those? You give instructions. They come under imperative sentence, or maybe order, or maybe command, okay, or maybe request, okay, or wish also, wishes. So all these come under the category imperative sentences. Okay, so this you already know, but it's just a reinforcement. Okay, so just for you to understand it better. Okay, so here verb and object, they come under imperative sentences, because imperative sentences, they always begin with a verb only. Okay, so they don't have a subject in them. Okay, so get out, I say. Okay, or give a pen. Okay, so this is an object. Here there is no object also. Here there is no object also. There is a verb and there is an adverb. Okay, so here this is an object, this is a verb. So this is an imperative sentence. Okay, so this is an imperative sentence, and we have few sentences which have subject and verb only. Subject and verb only. So for example, I laughed. I laughed. Or maybe she wrote. Okay, this is just a subject. These both are subjects and these both are verbs. Okay, so this is also a type of a pattern of sentence in English. Okay, so subject and verb. Fine. Then we have subject, verb, and adverb. Okay, sometimes we may have subject, verb, and adverb also. So which are those? Suppose I say, I'll take this example only. I'll continue this. I laughed. Okay, I is the subject, laughed is the verb, then you have adverb, loudly. How did you laugh? You have already learnt adverbs, right? Adverbs tell us how the verb is done. Okay, how is the work done? That is shown by the adverb. So loudly shows how the work is done. So how did you laugh? Loudly. So subject, verb, and adverb. That is one of the sentence patterns in English. Okay, so here you have subject, verb, and adjective sometimes. Okay, so how do you say subject? You can say I am happy. Okay, what kind of person you are? I am happy. How are you? I am happy. Okay, so here actually auxiliary verb, I mean to say the helping verb, okay, that is used as a main verb in the sentence. Sometimes main verbs may not be there, but a verb will be there. An auxiliary verb can be used as a main verb in the sentence. Okay, so this is another sentence pattern in English. More of discussion on this, that is the sentence pattern of English, can be had when we come back to the live class, that is the physical classes. Okay, so first we'll understand about three different types of sentences. Okay, what is it? I spoke about imperative sentences, and just now I am speaking about simple, compound, and complex sentences. So we are not able to understand. So what is it? Basically, there are 4 types of sentences. Okay, so we have declarative sentence, or a statement also you can say, or assertive sentence also you can call it as. Okay, so that is basically a plain statement. Then we have interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences are those that ask questions. Okay, so that is another type. The third one is imperative sentence. That is when we talk about the instructions, orders, all these. Okay, so they come under imperative. And the last one is exclamatory sentences, wherein we express our sudden shock. Okay, shock or anger or surprise or whatever. Okay, so all these come under exclamatory sentences. But basically we have to understand about 3 different types of sentences, that is simple, compound and complex sentence. As the name says, simple sentence is very simple to understand. Okay, you will have subject, verb and object. So this sentence pattern will be there in simple sentences. Here when I'm talking about this subject, okay, simple sentence will have a subject, verb and object. Okay, the subject and object can be pronouns or it can be nouns also. So both of this can be pronouns, okay, or nouns also. They can be nouns. Okay, so just to give an example, any sentence that gives you direct meaning or very easy for you to understand, so that comes under simple sentence. For example, I can say I go to school. Okay, I go to school. This is a simple sentence. Fine. So it is giving you complete meaning. It is very easy for you to understand. Fine. So next we'll go to compound sentence. Compound sentence is actually a combination. It's the mixture of 2 simple sentences. Okay, you combine 2 simple sentences in order to make it as a compound sentence. So let me give you examples of compound sentence. Okay, so let me just number it so that it will be easy for us to understand. Okay, so this is an example of simple sentence. Coming to compound sentence, I am combining 2 simple sentences. Okay, I am a student. Okay, I'll take one of these examples only. I go to school. Okay, so these are 2 simple sentences. So how do I combine these 2 compound sentences? One way of combining is by adding a conjunction. What is a conjunction? Conjunction is nothing but a joining word. Okay, it's a joining word. For example, you can use and, or, all these. So these are called as conjunctions. So I can combine these 2 sentences by adding a conjunction. How do I do it? I am a student and I go to school. Okay, I go to school. You combine it like this. The second way of doing it, combining it by adding a semicolon. Okay, you just have to put a semicolon in between the 2 sentences. Okay, so I can say I am a student. Instead of this conjunction, you just put a semicolon and say I go to school. Okay, so this way also you can combine and make it as a compound sentence. Fine. At last you have the complex sentence. Complex sentence, you need not have to worry. As the name says, it is not actually very complex to understand, but the way you combine it, it is different. You can combine one dependent clause with another independent clause. So what is this dependent, independent? Dependent clause is very easy. Clauses are very easy. Okay, clauses are those words which have subject and verb in it. It's a group of words which have subject and verb in it. And here complex sentence will have one dependent and one independent clause. Independent clause will have a complete meaning. Dependent clause will not have a complete meaning. That's it. That is the difference between dependent and independent clause. So how do you combine when you have a complex sentence? First, you can put the dependent clause. For example, if you study It is a dependent clause because it starts with a condition. If the sentence starts with a condition or maybe because, the reasoning word or anything like that, those are called as conjunctions. If, because, while, when, all these are called as conjunctions. Okay, so they are also called as subordinate conjunctions. We can discuss about this in the class later. Okay, when you come to college we can discuss about this, but this is called as a dependent clause, this whole sentence which does not have a complete meaning. If you study, if I study what? So you should have something, right? This is an incomplete sentence. Okay, so this is an incomplete sentence. To complete it, you will have another part of it which is called as an independent clause. So the sentence that completes this, the meaning is called as an independent clause. Okay, so if you study, you will pass. That's it. So this is the independent clause which is giving complete meaning. Okay, so this gives complete meaning, so this is independent clause. This gives incomplete meaning, so this is that is dependent clause. Okay, so you can either put the dependent clause first or later. You can put it like this also. You will pass if you study. Okay, so this way also you can put it. This is one example of complex sentence. This is another example of complex sentence. Fine. So this is a complex sentence. So we have seen all the three examples: simple, compound and complex. Simple sentence which gives you direct complete meaning with subject and verb in it. Only one independent clause will be there. Okay, so that means one subject and one verb. That combination of one subject and one verb is called as a simple sentence. Compound sentence, combination of two simple sentences. You can either combine it by adding a conjunction or by adding a semicolon. Okay, though the third one is complex sentence, wherein you can combine an independent clause with a dependent clause. The part of the sentence that gives you complete meaning is called as an independent clause. The part of the sentence that gives you incomplete meaning, that sentence is not complete, that is called as a dependent clause. So the combination of these two is called as a complex sentence. Okay, so now we have to understand how to construct meaningful sentences. There are various ways in which you can make a sentence meaningful. Okay, with exam point of view. Okay, if you have to make good sentences, then you'll have to go through so many things, like what is the word order, like where should a subject be placed, where should a verb be placed, where should an adverb be placed, what is the position of an adjective. By learning all these, you can understand the construction of sentences in a better way, which you can do it later also, no issues. Okay, with exam point of view, just keep these things in mind in order to construct your own sentences. Okay, so this construction of sentences you will be getting for 4 marks. Okay, in your exam you will be getting it for 4 marks as a language component in the language component part. Okay, so how do we make sentences meaningful? First thing is we have to make concise statements, concise sentences. What is concise? Please keep it short. Whatever is needed. Okay, keep whatever is needed, that's it. Okay, I mean to say, do not include unnecessary words. Okay, so concise means very crisp, short ones. If at all they ask you to make a sentence out of this word school, okay, then don't make it a very long sentence. I am studying in a school where, no, please do not do it. Okay, I study in a CBSE school, that much is enough. Okay, so that is called concise. Okay, make it as short as possible so that you will not end up in confusion. It's not the teacher will not understand or the valuer will not understand and the marks is not given. No, not like that. I don't want you to end up in a confusion. Okay, so keep whatever is needed in the sentence. Okay, do not add unnecessary words. Write a clear sentence. Okay, don't be in a confusion, like I want to make a very good sentence, I want to impress the valuer. No need. The main point is you have to get marks, that's it. So make the sentence very clear. Okay, as I said, do not include unnecessary words, make the sentence very clear. Okay, so keep whatever is required so that meaning will be delivered and you will get marks, that's it. So the agenda is achieved. Fine. Then avoid vague and unnecessary words. Yeah, this is the main point, you have to keep it in mind. Okay, suppose you don't know the meaning of some word. Okay, suppose you don't know the meaning of some word and you are keeping it in the sentence. Okay, you don't know whether the word exists or not. but you still keep it in the sentence, which may result in the sentence going wrong. So how do I do it? Suppose the word is given as drive. Okay, suppose the word is drive. Okay, then I say, I drive the car. I drive the car. This was enough, isn't it? This was enough. I want to add some more word because I want to show that I know these words. I just add this word fastly. Okay. Now I don't know whether that word exists or not. I simply wrote it because I've heard people using it. Only because people are using it, that doesn't mean that that word exists or that's a correct way of using it. Okay. Actually speaking, there is no word fastly at all. Okay. Fastly, there is no word at all. It is actually fast. You should have written fast. Okay. But the sentence would have been better if you would have stopped the sentence here. Okay. The sentence would have been better if had you stopped it there. You don't know whether the word is there or not. You don't know whether the word is correct or not. Just because you have heard many people using it, even you have used it, which has resulted in a wrong sentence. Okay. Few examiners might not even give marks for that. Okay. Unnecessarily you have lost 1 mark. So make sure you do not use vague words or unnecessary words. Vague is some word that creates confusion. Okay, vague is some word that creates confusion. You don't know the proper meaning of a word and you end up using it. That creates a wrong meaning. Okay, so this is actually the wrong way of framing a sentence. So do not use unnecessary words. Do not use words that create confusion in the examiner's mind, because whenever they value, they look for proper meanings. Third semester of your degree. Okay, so what you have to do is you should know at least the minimum words wherein you can construct your own sentences in an easy way. Okay, only the whatever is your goal, that has to be achieved. Okay, so do not use unnecessary words and vary the length of your sentence. Suppose the first sentence you use 3 words. Okay, so the first sentence you use like I go to school. Okay, next one they give you some other word like shop. Okay, you cannot just say, you cannot just strike it and write shop. I go to shop. No, then they will think you don't know the sentence, you don't know the language. Okay, so vary the length of the sentence, or maybe vary the words. You have to frame it in a different way. I bought a pen from the shop, you can say. Okay, so in that way you have to vary the length of the sentence. You have to vary the sentence pattern also. Okay, so they'll judge you in those 4 sentences whether you know to frame a sentence or not. So you have to be very careful in using the words in your sentence also. Okay, so that is the main thing. Then please use active speech. Do not struggle only because you know you have learned passive voice. You need not have to use it in making a sentence. Okay, please use active voice only. That is enough. Okay, so let me give you an example. Suppose for this I say, suppose a word is given. These words will not be given, but I'm just giving you an example. These words will not be given because the words that are given for you to frame sentence will be from the text only. That is the prose what you have understood, you have learnt it. That is the financial expert. Okay, so kill, that is no there is no word there, but still I'm just giving you an example. Suppose it is in active voice, it is in passive voice. Okay, this is active voice and I'm using it in passive voice. Active voice, I say cat killed the rat. Okay, cat killed the rat. Fine, it is past tense. It is in past tense. Suppose I use it in past tense. I don't know how to frame sentence in passive voice. So how do I do it? The rat killed cat, because you remember only the basic basic rule of active and passive voice, changing from active to passive. How do you do it? Change subject, interchange subject and verb, and add by. I have told you have not added by, you have forgotten. Okay, so cat cannot kill a rat. Of course, it might be possible sometimes, but factually it is not possible, isn't it? So you might have forgotten. So the valuer will identify you might have forgotten a word over here, that is by. You might have forgotten. So that gives a different meaning. So factually which is not possible, that depends on the examiner. He might not give you any marks. Okay, so please use active voice which is correctly, which delivers the meaning correctly, okay, which is very clear for anybody to understand. Okay, then we have use parallel structure. If at all you are using comparison in two, maybe if you're comparing two things or anything, please use parallel structure. For example, make, like I told you about simple sentences, make use of simple sentences whenever you are comparing two things, or make use of active voice only in order to frame sentences, or make parallel structure, or maybe comparing two things. Okay, so what I mean to say is, as a whole, please use simple sentences, please make it direct to the point, and please use active voice. These three things if you keep in mind, that is enough. Your sentence will come out very beautifully, and you can just close your eyes and earn 4 marks. Okay, then we have few examples here. Okay, so how to frame sentences, few examples how to frame sentence. Appreciate, it's actually a verb. Appreciate is actually a verb. Please use the sentences, the words as it is in the sentence. Okay, do not change it to appreciating, appreciation. No, please do not do it. It's okay, you can show your language expertise even if you use that, but better use the same words so that you will not end up in confusion. When you change from appreciate to appreciation, so you may not know what, like which part of speech that falls into. It may be a noun, it may be an adjective. So you don't know which part of speech it falls into, then you may end up using it wrongly. That's the reason. Do not change any words, use it as it is. Changing it to past tense is fine. Okay, appreciate, appreciated, that's fine. Okay, but appreciation or something like this, it is not advisable. Okay, if you know the part of speech, if you're perfect, then fine. How do you become perfect? Use it in your language, like every day. If you start speaking in English, then it will become a practice for you to change the words and use it. Okay, so you can use this, you can change little and you can use it. Appreciate is a word that is given. You can say, suppose you want to use it as the teacher, this thing only. So you say, teacher appreciated the student enough, or appreciated me. This is also fine. Enough. No confusion. The meaning is delivered and the word is also used in a sentence. Okay, perfect. So second one, revenge. We should not, take revenge. Or you can also say, revenge is bad. Simple. This is very simple. You can use this. Okay, this was just an example I gave. You can just put 2 or 3 more words and you can do it. Okay, so then we have participate. This is also a verb. Okay, so I'm using the same word. I'm not making any changes here. Okay, we must participate in class. Okay, if you know the word actively, then you can use it, but this word is optional. Okay, if you want, you may use it. Okay, so that's one thing. Then we have necessary. Necessary also, it's like if you know the part of speech, that's fine. If not, it's very easy for using this word. Okay, so you can say water is necessary. Very easy sentences only you can make. Fine. The last one is comfortable. So you can just say, sofa is comfortable. Okay, so very easy sentences, no confusion, just use whatever is required. Okay, so these were few examples of the words that that might be given for framing sentences, but we'll discuss more about this even in class, as well as when we come to discuss about the model question paper. Okay, so these were few examples that we learned. So in today's session, what did we learn? We learned about framing sentences. Okay, how to frame meaningful sentences and what are the tips by which we can make our sentences meaningful, crisp and apt. Okay, so in the next session, we'll be learning about reading comprehension, which is very much important for with your exam point of view. Okay, so let us meet in our next session that is all about reading comprehension. Thank you so much for watching this session. Let us meet again very soon with another more interesting topic. Okay, so take care. See you all. Bye-bye.